Big changes coming to the CDC. The White House has tapped top RFK Jr. deputy Jim O'Neill as acting CDC director. Joining me now is FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary. Doctor, great to see you. Well, the woke world has exploded. I mean, this is like a neutron bomb going off with the firing of the former CDC director, Susan Manaras. Why was she fired?
Well, look, David, I don't know, but the CDC needs an extremely strong leader. It's a broken agency. This is an agency that with 20,000 employees could not generate a website to track the COVID virus. It was eventually created by one Johns Hopkins grad student. He created a COVID website that the world used. And it's not just one or two mishaps at the CDC. Culturally, operationally, scientifically, they've lost their mission. They propagate dogma. They pushed cloth masks on toddlers for 3 years. They insisted schools shut out children for nearly 2 years using a phony pseudoscience document that the teachers union edited, and those edits appeared in the final document. They made up 6 feet. They pushed vaccine boosters in young, healthy people. So the CDC needs a realignment, and it needs an extremely strong leader.
Well, the other thing they did, and you and I were talking about it at the time during the height of the pandemic, they seem to be cooking the statistics. I mean, making it appear as though there were no ill effects of the vaccine, that it was a 100% successful vaccine, 100% effective. And of course, you mentioned the children. I mean, the fact that the adverse consequences of children taking the vaccine were higher than the possibility of serious illness among those same children.
Yeah, David, it became extremely partisan in the last administration. In the Biden administration, the ACIP committee and the CDC fired Martin Kulldorff, who was a leading Harvard epidemiologist and vaccine expert. And that was the sort of scientific intolerance that has marked the culture of the CDC in the last 4 years. And that's why public trust is low. They ignored natural immunity. They came up with their own sham studies and published it in their own medical journal that had no peer review. So it's time to rebuild public trust. And the way we do that as healthcare leaders is to show some humility and to invite a civil discourse. And that's what we're seeing right now as part of the new leadership strategy in this administration.
Well, and she also, by the way, seemed to directly oppose most of the sort of intentions of how RFK Jr. wants to deal with the health community within the government. And you outlined what those divisions were, but I want to get directly to something that you have done, which is pretty dramatic. You've removed the emergency use authorization for COVID vaccines. You say, and I'm quoting you here, mandates are no longer legally possible. What does that actually mean?
So the official FDA label for the new COVID vaccines that we recently approved to the updated recent strains are not approved for healthy individuals. That is, the label does not have that as an indication. Now, people can take it off label. We're not taking away anyone's vaccines. That was a promise made, and that is a promise kept. But the official indication is for high-risk individuals because we believe in a risk-stratified approach. And by the way, the rest of the world is already there. The UK, France, Germany, they're already at a risk-stratified approach. So we finally are catching up to the rest of the world on this policy.
Let me give you a specific case. I won't mention any names, but I know a woman who has a son with Down syndrome. He has terrible arthritis. He has rheumatoid arthritis. He's been dealing with it for years. He has to take a lot of medications because of that. And the concern about a COVID vaccine was that it was going to adversely affect him as other vaccines and drugs had. Is she now free of the concern, at least for that one vaccine? There are other vaccines that she has problems with as well. But is she now free to take your recommendation and to bring it to the school to say, look, the FDA now says this is no longer necessary?
Vaccine mandates are no longer legally feasible under the new regulatory structure by which we have removed the emergency use authorization for COVID vaccines and approved the new generation of COVID vaccines in high-risk individuals. And I would tell people the government is not your doctor. While anyone can get a vaccine if they want one, When the government has a monolithic view, when the experts lock arms and censor those who disagree, then the government does not have a very good track record. And so we're going to put the power back between the doctor and the patient, or the doctor and the parent of a child.
You know, this is getting to it's so simple what you said, but so profound that the government is not your doctor. I mean, in so many ways, that concept drove some of the power grabs during the pandemic by all kinds of people within the government who were coming out with bad information. They were compacting and monopolizing that information, which government has a tendency to do with information, which is why it's so dangerous for them to handle our health. I don't want the government to be responsible for my health. I want my doctor to be responsible for my health.
Look, we're bringing back an era. We have a charge from President Trump to use gold standard science and common sense. And let's be honest, it's a very different situation now than it was in 2020 when the pandemic first hit us. Operation Warp Speed was a success, and the vaccine was a great match to the circulating strain at the time. But it's different now. The emergency is over, and we have broad population immunity. Does a 6-year-old girl really need a COVID booster shot every year for the rest of her life? 70 shots in her lifetime? Is that really necessary? When you put out recommendations with such absolutism, when the evidence doesn't support it, that's how we engender tremendous distrust to the medical profession, and we're trying to rebuild that trust in this administration.
You know, I know the pharma companies that produce these vaccines aren't too happy because they were getting a free ride on a lot of this, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are anti-pharma. I mean, there has been, we work for an administration that prides itself on deregulations. Some people say, well, the FDA is going to be regulating more. No. I see what you're doing as deregulating. Do you see it the same way rather than having more regulations?
Look, in this administration, you're going to see a golden era in drug development and medical discoveries. We are doing everything possible to partner with drug developers because we want to see in the next couple years, and I believe we're going to achieve this goal, a cure or meaningful treatment for type 1 diabetes, for neurodegenerative disorders, for PTSD, for veterans. We're losing 8,000 veterans a year to suicide. We owe it to them to get a decision quickly, and I think you're going to see some pretty amazing things in the next couple years, starting this fall, because we have now a process that we just implemented to get decisions out in weeks instead of a year. Wow. Why does it take 10 years for a drug to come to market? We're challenging those deeply held assumptions in the bureaucracy.
It does sound, I don't mean to be Pollyannish about it, but it sounds like a golden age of health, a new way of looking at health in America.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. I feel very privileged to be there. You know, it was tough leaving my practice as a surgical oncologist in public health research at Hopkins, but it is an incredible time in medical science, and we're going to cut the red tape, reduce the times to approvals, and increase efficiency. And I think you're going to see some pretty amazing announcements coming out in the next year and 2 years.
Marty Makary, we're going to be watching very closely. Thank you so much for being with us, Doctor. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.